World Sustainable Development Forum is a global initiative to promote and mobilize global action for effective implementation of both the Paris Agreement on Climate Change and the Sustainable Development Goals adopted by the UN General Assembly. Hosted by the government of Durango in Centro Cultural y de Convenciones Bicentenario Durango in the country of Mexico, the Second World Sustainable Development Forum convened from March 5 to 7 in 2020 in partnership with the BOP or Protect Our Planet movement. In an unprecedented effort to collect and undertake urgent transformative action to limit warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels, the World Sustainable Development Forum 2020 brought together global leaders, policymakers, academia, businesses, not-for-profits, and civil society, including youth, in historic numbers to deliberate and assume collaborative action. 25 global leaders present and former heads of states and governments, 27 delegates from different countries, 712 adult delegates, and more than 1,200 young people participating from 20 universities and schools from around the world gathered in Durango to share, discuss, and co-learn how translating dialogue into transformative action towards limiting warming to 1.5 degrees by the end of the century and meeting the climate and sustainable development goals can urgently be made a reality. Taking strategies off paper and building them into reality led to the Durango Declaration, which recognized that time is no longer on our side. There's a need to act now, as what we plan to do over the next 10 to 12 years will determine the future in terms of achieving the 1.5 degrees Celsius goal by the end of this century. In the 20th century, we lived under the per capita income paradigm. A paradigm shift is needed in the 21st century, where greenhouse gas emissions per capita are still a measure of prosperity. As the world pushes for a conscious transition in the form of technological and policy interventions and lifestyle and behavior changes, it is incumbent that this drive of people is inspired and supplied by knowledge. We will work towards disruptive demand-side innovations, including harnessing the power of consumers for climate action and for realizing the Sustainable Development Goals. For this, together, we need to urgently reinvent a cleaner, fairer, and more equitable way of development, including through gender equality. These were some of the pledges that were taken as part of the Durango Declaration. At the magnificent setting in the state of Durango, Mexico, friends, colleagues, family, and all those from near or far that had the joy of sharing Pachi's teachings gathered. His legacy remains with us as a sign of perseverance for the good of the planet and its inhabitants. Without a doubt, today, in the hands of Dr. Ash Pachori, it was a forum full of young people, ideas, knowledge, science, culture, and above all, a deep emotion and awareness to protect our planet.